Lieutenant June Kim stood tall as he watched the alien ship land at the United Earth Base. The ship was smooth and silver, much more advanced than any human craft. June had been chosen to meet the visitors from the Galactic Council. After 3 years of contact with alien life, this visit was still a big deal. "They're here to judge us," June said to himself. He straightened his dark green uniform and checked that his badge was clean. The ship's door opened with a soft hiss. Out stepped Ambassador Tekka, a tall blue-skinned being with 4 arms. 2 of his hands held what looked like tablets. Behind him came his assistant, Laura, a smaller being with golden scales and large eyes. "Welcome to Earth," June said with a small bow. "I am Lieutenant June Kim, your guide during your stay." Tekka's mouth parts moved in what might have been a smile. "Thank you, Lieutenant. The Galactic Council is eager to complete Earth's final classification." 3 years ago, when humans first met aliens, Earth had been given a temporary Class C rating. This meant Earth was seen as new and still developing. Now the Council would decide Earth's permanent status in the galaxy. "Dr. Park is waiting to meet you at the research center," June said, leading the aliens to a waiting vehicle. Dr. Hyun Park was Earth's top expert on alien life. She was a small woman with short black hair and sharp eyes that missed nothing. When June arrived with the aliens, she was organizing data on her screens. "Ambassador Tekka, welcome," she said, bowing deeper than June had. "I have prepared all the information about Earth's environments that you requested." Tekka looked around the lab with all 4 of his eyes blinking at different times. "Excellent work, Doctor. But data only tells part of the story. We must experience Earth directly to make our assessment." "Of course," Dr. Park said. "We have planned visits to 6 different regions of Earth." Later that day, in a private meeting room, June and Dr. Park talked quietly while the aliens were resting. "What do you think they're really looking for?" June asked. Dr. Park frowned. "They say they want to understand our planet's conditions and how humans adapt to them. But I think there's more to it." "More how?" June leaned forward. "I've studied the classifications of other worlds. There's a rare designation called Deathworld, given to planets with extremely harsh conditions. Species from these worlds are treated differently." June raised an eyebrow. "Different good or different bad?" "Both," Dr. Park said. "They're respected for their strength but also feared and watched carefully." As they spoke, June's communicator beeped. A message from Earth's United Council ordered him to give the aliens full access to all requested areas, but to report everything they did. That night, as June was checking security for the next day's tour, he noticed something strange. The alien ship was sending signals during Earth's night hours. He used his security clearance to check what information was being sent. The files were encrypted, but one word appeared several times. Deathworld. June took a deep breath. Something bigger than a simple assessment was happening. He needed to tell Dr. Park right away. As he turned to leave, his phone rang. It was Dr. Park herself. "Lieutenant, can you come to my lab? I found something in the aliens' equipment that you need to see." "I'm on my way," June said, "and I have something to tell you too." The assessment of Earth had just become much more complicated, and possibly much more dangerous. Dr. Park's lab was dimly lit when June arrived. Only the blue glow of computer screens lit her serious face. "Look at this," she said, pointing to a small device on her table. It was round and silver, about the size of a coin. "I found it in the room where Ambassador Tekka was working today. It fell from his pocket." June picked it up carefully. "What is it?" "It's a sensor, much more advanced than ours. It measures gravity, air, and many other things." Dr. Park tapped her screen. "And it's been sending data to their ship constantly." June told her about the secret messages he had seen. "They keep using the word Deathworld in their reports." Dr. Park's eyes widened. "That confirms my fears. We need to find out more." The next morning, June and Dr. Park took the alien team to the Amazon rainforest. The air was hot and wet. Insects buzzed around them as they walked through the thick trees. "Your planet has very high oxygen levels," Tekka said, checking one of his devices. And the gravity is 1.3 times the galactic average. How do you manage to live here? June looked confused. This is normal for us. We were born here. Laura, the golden-scaled assistant, moved closer to Tekka. And your predators, they are everywhere. As if on cue, a sound came from the bushes. A jaguar walked into view about 50 meters away. It looked at the group, then continued on its way. June and Dr. Park stayed calm. This was normal for Earth, but the aliens froze in fear. That creature, it could kill us all, Laura whispered. Yes, but it won't unless we threaten it, Dr. Park explained. We respect our wildlife. Tekka was typing quickly on his device. On most civilized worlds, large predators were removed thousands of years ago. Your planet is unusual. That night, Dr. Park used special tools to look at the aliens' equipment. She found hidden sensors all over their ship. They're collecting much more data than they told us, she said to June. They're measuring everything, our muscles, our bones, how we breathe, even how we think. Why? June asked. I think they're afraid of us, Dr. Park said. Think about it. We live on a planet they find harsh. We live with dangerous animals. We breathe air that might be too rich in oxygen for them. We stand up straight in gravity that might crush them. June thought about this. So when they call Earth a death world, they mean it's deadly, to them, Dr. Park finished. But not to us. We're strong here. The next day they took the aliens to a mountain range. Tekka struggled to breathe in the thin air while June and Dr. Park climbed easily. Your adaptability is impressive, Tekka said between breaths. Later, June saw Tekka and Laura talking quietly. He hid behind a rock to listen. These humans are stronger than we expected, Laura was saying. The council must know the full truth. I agree, Tekka said. Their planet is definitely Class X, but we need more evidence of their capabilities before we make the final report. What will the council decide? Laura asked. I don't know. Some will want to restrict them, others will want to use them, and if they resist either option. Tekka was quiet for a moment. Then the council might consider preventive measures. June felt cold despite the warm day. He slipped away to find Dr. Park. They needed a plan. They're not just studying our planet, he told her when they were alone. They're studying us, and some of them see us as a threat. Dr. Park nodded slowly. Then we need to find out exactly what they're planning, and we need help. She picked up her phone and called someone. Day, it's Hyun. I need your help with something secret. Yes, it's about the aliens. Can you come right away? Good. She turned to June. My friend Dae Lee used to work in intelligence. If anyone can help us spy on the aliens, it's him. June nodded. The simple assessment had become a dangerous game, one that might decide the future of Earth. Dae Lee arrived at the research center 2 hours after Dr. Park's call. He was tall and thin with careful eyes that took in everything. Once a top agent for Earth security forces, he now worked as Dr. Park's research assistant. So, aliens think, we're dangerous, Dae said after they told him everything. He smiled. That's actually kinda cool. Not if they decide to do something about it, June said. They sat in Dr. Park's private office away from cameras and microphones. On her desk sat the small silver device they had found. We need to know what they're really saying to their leaders, Dr. Park said. Can you help us listen to their messages? Dae picked up the alien device and studied it. Yes, but we'll need to get into their ship. That's where their main computer is. How can we do that without them knowing? June asked. Dae thought for a moment. They asked for help fixing their air system, right? It's too dry for them on Earth. I could offer to check it. The plan was simple. Dae would go to fix the air system in the alien ship. While there, he would plant tiny listening devices he had brought. The next day, while June and Dr. Park took Ambassador Tekka to see the desert, Dae went to work on the ship with Laura watching him. Your technology is different from ours, Dae said as he worked, but the basic ideas are the same. Laura seemed interested. You understand our systems quickly, Ayak, shrugged. Humans are good at figuring things out. As he spoke, his fingers quickly placed tiny bugs in hidden spots around the ship. That night, they listened to the recordings from the bugs. Most of it was in the alien language, but some was translated into English by the aliens' computers. Full report on human physical capabilities. Their bone density is 2.3 times galactic standard. Muscle efficiency is 30% higher than expected. They show little distress in temperature ranges that would kill most species. June, Dr. Park, and Day looked at each other in surprise. They really do think we're super strong, Day said. The next recording was Ambassador Tekka speaking to someone on their home world. Request permission to begin Deathworld protocols, Tekka said. Earth shows all signs of Class X classification. Humans display advanced adaptability and what we classify as combat thinking. They turn everyday objects into tools and weapons without training. A voice answered, "Permission granted. Begin testing selected humans. If they meet Class X criteria, we must decide on containment options." Dr. Park turned off the recording. Containment options? What does that mean? Nothing good, June said. They want to keep us from becoming too powerful. Day played another recording. This one showed Tekka arguing with another alien voice. They are not ready for full galactic membership, Tekka said. Their natural aggression combined with their physical advantages makes them too dangerous, the other voice said. But they could be useful for tasks other species find difficult. Exploration of heavy gravity worlds, security forces. Yes, Tekka agreed, but only if properly controlled. June hit the table with his fist. They want to use us as workers or soldiers, but keep us under their control. Dr. Park looked worried. We should tell Earth's leaders right away. Not yet, Day said. We need to know what these tests are that they plan to give us. Then we can decide what to do. The next morning, Ambassador Tekka met with them with a new plan. His forearms moved excitedly as he spoke. We would like to invite a small group of humans to participate in compatibility tests to see how well you might work with other species. What kind of tests? Dr. Park asked. Simple tasks, physical challenges, problem solving. Tekka's mouth parts formed his version of a smile. Nothing difficult for such capable beings as humans. June, Dr. Park, and Day shared a quick look. They knew the truth now. We would be happy to participate, June said, smiling back at the alien. When do we start? Tomorrow, Tekka said. Be prepared for anything. As the alien left, Day leaned close to the others. The game is on. But now we know the rules they're not telling us. And we'll be ready, June said. The future of Earth might depend on how well they did on these secret tests. The testing area was set up in a large empty building at the edge of the United Earth base. When June, Dr. Park, and Day arrived, they found 5 other humans already there. Ambassador Tekka stood with Laura and 3 new aliens they had not seen before. Welcome, Tekka said. These are our testing experts. They will observe how you handle various challenges. The first test looked simple. Each human had to carry heavy boxes across the room. The boxes were marked with different weights, starting at 20 kilograms and going up to 80 kilograms. Please move these boxes to the far wall, Tekka said. Take as many trips as you need. June picked up a 50-kilogram box without much trouble. Dr. Park, though smaller, managed a 40-kilogram box. Dee and the other humans all carried heavy loads. The aliens watched with all their eyes wide open. Laura was typing notes quickly. Is something wrong? June asked, as he picked up a 70-kilogram box. No, Tekka said, but most species would use tools or work in teams to move such weights. Your strength is unusual. The next test was in a special room where they could change the temperature. First it became very cold, nearly freezing. Then it became very hot, like a desert at noon. The humans put on light jackets for the cold and removed layers for the heat. They were uncomfortable but fine. How are you feeling? One of the alien experts asked. A bit too warm, Dr. Park said, but nothing serious. The alien experts looked at each other. Later, June heard them talking. They survived temperature changes that would kill most species, one said, with minimal protection. And they call this uncomfortable, not dangerous, another added. The third test was the strangest. The humans were taken to a room full of ordinary objects: rope, sticks, rocks, cloth, and tools. You are trapped in this room, Tekka explained. Dangerous creatures are coming. You have 10 minutes to prepare. What do? Without talking much, the humans quickly got to work. June tied a knife to the end of a stick, making a spear. Dai used rope to make traps by the door. Dr. Park mixed cleaning liquids to make something that would burn the eyes. In just 10 minutes, they had weapons, traps, and plans for how to fight together. The aliens looked shocked. Tekka was making strange clicking sounds. Is this wrong? June asked. No, Tekka said slowly. It's just that most civilized species would hide or call for help. You immediately prepared to fight. Of course, Dai said. When there's danger, you deal with it. The final test was a puzzle. The humans had to figure out how to get through a maze that changed as they moved through it. This tests how you handle unknown situations, Tekka explained. The humans worked together, finding patterns in how the maze changed. When they got stuck, they tried new ideas. Once, June even broke through a thin wall instead of finding the proper path. That was not an intended solution, Laura said, sounding surprised. But it worked, June said with a smile. After all the tests were done, the humans were sent home for the day. The aliens stayed behind to talk. That night, Dai's listening devices picked up their conversation. The results are clear, Tekka was saying. Humans show all signs of Class X evolution. Their physical strength, temperature tolerance, problem-solving under pressure, and especially their combat thinking, all are far beyond galactic average. Another alien voice said, They are dangerous. Look how quickly they made weapons from simple objects. Yes, Tekka agreed, but they are also valuable for the same reasons. The Council must be informed at once. June, Dr. Park, and Dai looked at each other. Their future was being decided. Tomorrow, June said, they'll tell Earth's leaders their decision. We need to be ready. Ready for what? Dai asked. For whatever happens next, Dr. Park said. Either way, Earth will never be the same. The next morning, Earth's United Council gathered in their large meeting room. 20 leaders from around the world sat at a round table. June, Dr. Park, and Dai stood at the back of the room, watching and waiting. Ambassador Tekka entered with Laura and his team. The room went quiet. Thank you for coming, said President Han, the head of the council. We are eager to hear your assessment of Earth. Tekka stepped forward. His blue skin looked pale under the bright lights. After careful study, the Galactic Council has made its decision, Tekka said. Earth is officially classified as a Class X planet, what we call a Deathworld. The room filled with whispers. President Han leaned forward. What exactly does that mean for us? She asked. It means your planet has conditions that most galactic species find extremely dangerous, Tekka explained. High gravity, high oxygen, extreme temperatures, dangerous wildlife, and unpredictable weather. He paused and looked around the room. It also means you as a species have evolved special traits to survive these harsh conditions. Traits that make you unique among galactic citizens. Dr. Park whispered to June. Here comes the important part. Being classified as a Class X world brings both benefits and responsibilities, Tekka continued. The benefits include access to advanced medical technology, defensive systems, and premium payment for humans who choose to work off-world. The council members looked pleased at this news. Humans will be highly valued for security work, exploration of dangerous planets, and emergency response teams, Tekka added. Your natural abilities make you perfect for jobs other species cannot do safely. President Han nodded. And the responsibilities? Tekka's 4 hands moved nervously. For the safety of the galaxy, there will be certain limitations. Strict rules on human expansion into space, limits on fleet size, and some technologies will be withheld from Earth. The room erupted in angry voices. President Han raised her hand for quiet. "You mean to control us," she said, "to keep us contained. To keep the galaxy safe," Tekka corrected, "while benefiting from your unique abilities." June stepped forward. "May I speak?" he asked President Han, who nodded. "Ambassador Tekka," June said, "we know your assessment was really about whether humans are too dangerous to join the galaxy freely." Tekka's eyes blinked rapidly in surprise. "You fear us," June continued, "because we are strong where you are weak, because we can survive what would kill you, because we think in ways you don't understand." Tekka was silent for a moment. "Yes," he finally admitted. "Some council members do fear human potential. History shows that species from Deathworlds often become dominant when given full access to galactic technology." Dr. Park joined June. "So instead you offer us a deal. We get some technology but not all. We can work for you but not compete with you. We can fight your battles but not build our own ships." "It is a fair arrangement," Tekka insisted. "You gain protection and advancement. The galaxy gains your skills." President Han looked troubled. "We need time to consider this offer." "Of course," Tekka said. "You have 3 Earth days to decide." After the aliens left, the council room was filled with loud debate. Some leaders wanted to accept the deal. Others were angry about the restrictions. President Han called June, Dr. Park, and Day to her office after the meeting. "You 3 have worked closely with the aliens," she said. "What do you think we should do?" "The classification brings real benefits," Dr. Park said, "and it protects us from species who might see us as a threat. But the restrictions will limit our future," June added. "They're offering us a place in the galaxy, but not an equal place." "So what do we do?" President Han asked. Before they could answer, Day's phone beeped. He looked at it and his face became serious. "We may have a bigger problem," he said. "My security contacts report 6 unknown ships have entered our solar system since the assessment began." "More aliens?" President Han asked. "Yes," Day said. "And they're not with the Galactic Council. They're watching to see what happens next." The room went quiet as they all realized the truth. Earth's future was now tied to the stars, whether they wanted it or not. News of Earth's Deathworld status spread quickly. Many people were proud that aliens thought humans were special. Others were worried about the limits the Galactic Council wanted to put on Earth. General Min Song was one of the worried ones. He was the head of Earth's defense force, tall and strong with gray hair and a serious face. He called a meeting with June, Dr. Park, and Day. "This Deathworld deal is a trap," General Song said, hitting his desk with his hand. "They want to use us as soldiers and workers, but they won't let us grow or protect ourselves." "But we get advanced technology," June said. "Medicine that could save millions of lives." "And what happens in 50 years?" the general asked. "Or 100? We'll be servants to the galaxy, not equals." Dr. Park looked thoughtful. "Have you seen the alien ships that entered our system?" "Yes," General Song said. 7 ships now. From different alien groups, they're watching us, waiting. "Waiting for what?" Day asked. "To see if Earth is open for business," the general said, "or open for taking." Later that day, June met with General Song again. This time he brought the recordings from the alien ship. "You should hear this," June said, playing the recording of Tekka talking about the human problem and how Deathworld status would limit human growth. General Song listened carefully. His face grew darker with each word. "Just as I thought," he said when it was finished. "They fear us, so they want to control us, keep us useful but weak." "What can we do?" June asked. "We need leverage," the general said. "Something to make them give us better terms." While June was with the general, Dr. Park was in her lab studying files about other Deathworld species. Day helped her sort through the information they had secretly copied from the alien ship. "Look at this," Dr. Park said, pointing to her screen. "There are only 8 other Deathworld species in the galaxy, and none of them are like us." "What do you mean?" Day asked. "They all evolved specific advantages for their harsh worlds. The Krell have thick armor skin for their hot planet. The Voss can see in complete darkness for their sunless world. She pulled up a file about humans. But we're different. We didn't evolve one special trait. We evolved general adaptability. We can live almost anywhere, learn almost anything, and solve almost any problem. Day whistled softly. That's why they're more worried about us than other Deathworld species. Exactly, Dr. Park said. And it's also why we're more valuable. We need to use this information. That evening, they all met at June's small apartment. It was safer than the base where aliens might hear them. The Council is afraid of what we might become, Dr. Park explained. But they also need what we can do now. That's our advantage. We should reject their offer, General Song said. Demand better terms. If we just say no, they might see us as a threat, June warned. Those other alien ships might decide to attack a dangerous planet before it becomes too powerful. Then what do? Day asked. Dr. Park smiled. We use what makes humans special. We adapt. We don't fight their label. We embrace it. What do you mean? General Song asked. The galaxy needs Deathworlders, Dr. Park said. For dangerous jobs, for hard planets, for tough problems. We say yes to being Deathworlders, but we demand respect and fair treatment in return. And we show them what we can really do, June added, understanding her plan. How? General Song asked. By making them need us, Dr. Park said. By becoming not just strong workers, but essential partners. Day nodded slowly. Not just muscle, but minds too. As they talked, more alien ships entered Earth's solar system. Time was running out. Earth needed to answer the Galactic Council soon. We need to convince President Han, General Song said. She needs to understand what we're really facing. And what we could really become, Dr. Park added, if we play this right. June looked out his window at the night sky, now filled with unseen watchers. The whole galaxy is waiting to see what humans will do next. 2 days later, Earth's United Council met again with Ambassador Tekka. This time, June, Dr. Park, Day, and General Song were part of Earth's team. President Han led the meeting. We are ready to discuss the terms of Earth's Deathworld status, President Han said. Ambassador Tekka looked pleased. Excellent. The standard terms are... We wish to suggest our own terms, President Han interrupted. Tekka's 4 eyes blinked rapidly. That is unusual. The Galactic Council sets the terms. The Galactic Council also needs Earth, Dr. Park said, stepping forward. She placed a small device on the table that showed images of the other alien ships now in Earth's system. We know we are not the only ones interested in Earth's new status, she said. Tekka's skin color changed slightly. Those ships are simply observers. For now, General Song said. But they could become more if Earth is left vulnerable. June spoke next. We understand why Earth has been classified as a death world. We accept this classification. Tekka looked surprised. You do? Yes, June continued. We are proud of our strength, our adaptability, and our survival skills. But we will not accept being treated as less than equals in the galaxy. Tekka started to speak, but Day cut in. He showed files on another screen. We've studied the data on other Deathworld species, Day said. None are like humans. Others evolved specific traits for their worlds. Humans evolved general adaptability. We can live anywhere, learn anything, solve any problem. Dr. Park added. This makes us more valuable than you have admitted. She showed another screen with information about galactic crises from the past. 10 years. The space station disaster in the Proxima system, she said. 30 aliens died when the air system failed. Humans could have survived long enough to fix it. The plague on Vega Prime, Day continued. It took 6 months to find a cure because no scientists could work in the hot zone. Humans could have. The pirate attacks in the outer systems, General Song added. Your security forces struggle because most species can't handle the combat conditions. Humans can. President Han stood up. We will accept our Deathworld status. We will offer our strength where it is needed, but we demand fair terms. Ambassador Tekka was quiet for a long moment. What terms do you suggest? First, we want full access to medical and educational technology, President Han said. No restrictions. Second, Dr. Park added, we want the right to build our own ships and defend our system. Third, June said, we want to establish an Earth protection force that can help other worlds in crisis, not just as workers, but as partners. Tekka looked worried. Some council members will object. They fear giving Deathworlders too much freedom. Then show them this, Day said, playing a video they had made. The video showed humans helping after disasters on Earth, running into burning buildings, diving into rough seas to save others, working in dangerous conditions to help strangers. This is what humans do, June explained. We don't just survive hard conditions, we help others survive them too. The room was quiet when the video ended. Even Tekka seemed moved. I will take your terms to the council, he said finally. I cannot promise they will accept all of them. Tell them this, President Han said. Earth can be a dangerous enemy or a powerful friend. The choice is theirs. As the meeting ended, June looked at Dr. Park. Do you think it worked? I don't know, she said. But we showed them who we really are. Not just strong, but caring too. And now we wait, General Song said. Outside the meeting room, they could see the night sky through a window. More lights had appeared. More alien ships watching Earth. The whole galaxy is holding its breath, Day said, waiting to see what happens when a death world joins the stars. 5 years passed since Earth officially became a Class X death world. Much had changed. A large galactic defense station now floated in orbit around Earth. Ships from many alien worlds came and went each day. Lieutenant June Kim was now Captain June Kim. He stood on the bridge of the Earth ship Hope, looking at the stars. His ship was returning from a rescue mission to a mining colony hit by asteroids. The miners, a species that could not handle high gravity, had been saved by June's human crew. Captain, we're approaching Earth, his pilot said. June nodded. Take us home. Earth looked different from space now. New cities glowed with lights. The galactic defense base was a bright point in orbit. Ships from a dozen worlds moved around it. When June landed, Dr. Park was waiting for him. She now led Earth's Xenobiology Institute, studying alien life and helping solve medical problems across the galaxy. Welcome back, she said, hugging him. How was the mission? Successful, June said. 27 miners saved, our new suits, worked perfectly in the high radiation. They walked together to a meeting with Day, who now worked in the Cultural Exchange Office. His job was to help humans and aliens understand each other better. Have you heard from General Song? June asked. As they walked, Dr. Park nodded. He's still at the Galactic Council, making sure our voice is heard. The Earth Protection Force that General Song now led had become famous throughout the galaxy. When disasters struck, when pirates attacked, when dangerous new worlds needed exploration, humans were there. Their strength and adaptability saved countless lives. But there were problems too. June saw them as they passed through the city. Military training centers had replaced many schools. Young people trained for off-world jobs instead of studying art or music. Earth was becoming a planet of soldiers and rescue workers. Sometimes I wonder, June said quietly, if we made the right choice. In Day's office, they found him talking to a young alien child. The child was touching Day's arm. Amazed at human muscles. Humans are so strong, the child said. Yes, but being strong isn't everything, Day told it gently. Being kind is more important. When the child left, Day turned to his friends. That happens all the time now. Aliens either fear us or think we're amazing. Nobody just sees us as people. That's the cost of Deathworld status, Dr. Park said. We're set apart. They went to their favorite meeting spot, a small cafe with a view of the new galactic embassy. Over drinks, they talked about the changes of the past 5 years. The medical technology has saved millions of lives, Dr. Park said. Children who would have died now live healthy lives. And our ships protect not just Earth but a dozen other worlds too, June added. But look around, Day said. We're becoming what they wanted. useful workers for the galaxy, strong backs and brave hearts, but following their lead. A group of young humans walked by, wearing the uniform of the Galactic Security Force. They looked proud and strong. The next generation sees the galaxy as their home, Dr. Park said. Maybe that's not bad. As long as they remember they're human first, Deathworlders second, June said. As they talked, June's communicator beeped. It was a message from General Song at the Galactic Council. Urgent news, it said. Another Deathworld discovered. Species show signs of intelligence. Council wants humans to make first contact. June showed the message to his friends. Why us? Day asked. Because we know what it's like, Dr. Park said. To be feared and valued at the same time. June looked up at the stars. Maybe that's our real place in the galaxy. Not just to survive as Deathworlders, but to help others do the same. As night fell on Earth, ships continued to move above. The galaxy had changed Earth, and Earth had changed the galaxy. Both would never be the same again. The Deathworld status that once seemed like a curse had become something else. A chance to show the true strength of humanity. Not just the strength of muscle and bone, but the strength of heart and mind. And that was a strength no one in the galaxy had expected.